Well, hair loss is often looked at as something that just affects men, but it is often an issue for women as well. More than 30 million women in the USA suffer from noticeable hair loss, but most don't know where to go or who to trust. That's why Raleigh Hair Concepts is hosting the Women's Hair Loss Seminar. Joining me now is National Hair Loss Specialist Rhonda McCarthy and former Miss Delaware Kayla Martell. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so Kayla, I know you were dealing with this at a very, very young age and then went on to be a beauty queen. Walk me through how that started at 11.
I started losing my hair in clumps. It was coming out on my pillow in the shower, which is actually very common. A lot of women are going through exactly that. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't even want to talk to my mother about it because it seemed like something so scary. I didn't even want to know what it could possibly be. You know, women aren't supposed to lose their hair. We don't talk about that.
Yeah,
so,
you were 11.
And I was so young, I couldn't understand that. The only women who I had seen losing their hair were being diagnosed or treated for something terminal. And so I associated it with something so scary. And I think as women, no matter what age we are, it's a scary thing to lose your hair. It doesn't matter if you're 11 or 27 or 57. And so I tried to cover it up. I tried to hide it until it came to the point where I couldn't hide it anymore.
So you embraced it, basically, becoming, going on to do pageants.
I did. I found a way to accept it and embrace my diagnosis and move forward with it. And really, I've had fun with it because now that I've gone through that long journey, it's been quite a few years, and I figured out ways to feel beautiful with hair, without hair, and I've kind of accepted it as my new style.
Amazing. Well, let me ask you this, Rhonda. What is the purpose, really, of these women's hair events and these seminars?
Well, about 3 years ago, Kayla and I attended a focus group, and it had women of all varying ages and degrees of hair loss. And it's actually the statistics.
I got you.
Coffee this morning.
Yeah, enough coffee. See, I just joined your group, didn't I? So anyway, the statistics are 1 in 4. So 1 in 4 women lose their hair, and so the numbers are huge. And these women all had one thing in common, and that was that they didn't know where to go.
Okay.
So the hair loss seminars were kind of born then. Kayla came to me and said, Rhonda, you know, that's kind of what I would like to do for the next couple years, is go around, find locations around the United States, find the places, vet them, make sure that they are who they say they are, and that it's a really safe place, that they offer all the reputable solutions and none of the scams, which is really important.
Right.
And that it's a really safe place for them.
So what goes on during these seminars? What will we see throughout when people come out to the event?
Lots of education. What causes hair loss? 90% of it is probably androgenetic alopecia, which is the main reason why women lose their hair. But there's a lot of other reasons as well. We also do free hair and scalp analysis for every woman who attends, and that's a $350 value.
Wow.
And it really does. It's a close-up look at their scalp so that we can actually see the follicles and kind of determine whether they're whether the follicles are dead and what solution would work best for them.
Okay, and Kayla, for you, I know that you were 11 years old when this happened, but if there was a girl watching right now who maybe has been through or going through currently, what would you kind of want them to know about this?
Just to know that hope is not lost. Just because you have a diagnosis, for my case, I was diagnosed with alopecia areata, and that is basically unexplainable hair loss. But just because it's unexplainable and a doctor can't put it into layman's terms for you, doesn't mean that the hope is gone. And the best thing and my favorite thing about these seminars is that it's a special opportunity where you're in a room full of women that all understand exactly what you're going through, because your girlfriends can't necessarily relate. Maybe your mother can't relate, or your aunts and sisters, but you're in a room where every single woman who has shown up that night understands exactly what you're going through, regardless of the cause of their hair loss.
Right, and then they can support you and move forward with that. That's great. Thank you both so much for being here. If anybody at home, of course, wants to go to this seminar, it's going to be September 16th. It's being hosted by Raleigh Hair Concepts at 128 Mine Lake Court. And of course, for more information or to make reservations, you can call 919-841-1986 or go to raleighhair.com.